Hi all, this is Lynn with Paper Life. Excuse my hands, I've been trying to work on a cover for my December challenge and I got gesso all over them, but whatever, we're going to roll with it. Okay, today I'm trying to do the third week of our Junking Up challenge, which is fall activities, what we like to do, what we have to do, what we want to do. I'm going to be honest, this is one of those days when I don't know what I'm doing, go figure, but I'm not even 100% in the mood to craft. I just want to do it and kind of feel like I need to do it, so I'm going to do it. I went ahead and clear gessoed both of these papers. Don't know what I'm doing, so we're just going to roll with it. A friend of mine had gifted me these images, and same one, not same image, but part of them that I used there, I'm going to use on this page, I think. That's my game plan as of right now, but I don't really have a game plan, so we're going to roll with it. I'm trying to tear my edge. As you can tell, it's not working the best. The bad thing about tearing for me is when I don't want to lose that much of my image and I'm trying to just tear along the edge, it's kind of challenging sometimes. I'm just trying to kind of eyeball the size to get it to fit over my music paper there. Now I don't want to lose very much of this bottom, so this should be interesting again. Alright. Why am I so obsessed with tearing? Stop tearing. Just stop. Just stop. It's really okay. I'm going to use some of my archival ink. This is a brown, I don't even know what the name of it is. It's a color box, kind of Michael's generic, I believe. But I have found one of the things I really like is using a clear gesso over these glossy pages. This was a calendar, so you know, it's that, oh, I don't know, glossy photo looking type paper. I like putting the clear gesso because it just kind of makes it look like paper. Blah blah blah. Anyways. Okay. I'm going to use matte Mod Podge just to glue this down. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Tacky my fingers. Okay. So for this week in the Junking Up challenge, it is fall activities, things that we like to do, have to do, want to do, our bucket list type thing. So that's what kind of inspired me to pick this photo, because one of the things I like to do, need to do, and want to do is enjoy those fall colors. So that's what inspired me to pick this picture. I guess that's the thing, is with this challenge, you guys all know me, I'm such a stickler for rules and doing everything the way I want it done. No. Come on, guys. It's whatever makes you happy. It's only supposed to kind of encourage, maybe spark, maybe give you an idea. Other than that, do whatever it is you want to do. I should have distressed that edge right there, but I obviously didn't. So it's whatever it is you want to do. Like I said, I don't know what I want to do. It's just kind of one of those days. Okay, so see how my page is really glossy. Oh, we got some rain coming in. Clear gesso down. Probably more than what I needed. I'm just going to kind of smear that around. Now the reason I'm using the gesso and not Mod Podge or whatever gel medium you're using is because I'm not sure if I'm done with this page. So putting the gesso on there makes it where I can continue to work. I can continue to write. I can glue things down. I can still work on this page. If I use the matte medium, it limits what I can continue to do from there without putting some type of gesso on it again. So just kind of making sure my edges of my page are stuck down to where I had some of those wrinkles. I guess I could have maybe used like a glue stick if I didn't want the wrinkles in there, instead of, can't even talk today, the medium. But I like the wrinkles. I like the character that it's going to add, especially since I don't know what I'm doing. You can see my music paper coming through just a little bit. I'm not sure. You can't really see it, at least not with it still being wet, but it's there, trust me. I know it's there. I can see it a little bit. But as that dries, it will start to kind of matte out that picture. I should probably pause you and get the heat gun out, but I don't want to. Get my wax paper back off of there. Alright, I am going to pause you. I am going to heat gun that, because if not, I'm going to fold this and mess it up because it's still wet and it's going to stick to the next page. Because, you know, I've never done that one before. So pause for just a second. Okay guys, this is mostly dry. There's still a little bit of the gesso that's not completely dry, but as you can tell with doing that matte gesso, it's taken the gloss out of it, the picture, because there's the original, there's the after it's been gessoed. So I had this original fold there. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. I did distress around the edges just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I hate it yet, but it is what it is so far. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to bring this picture back in and play with it on the other side as well. Let's see how well I do at tearing this side. Oh, I tore my paper over here. Oh well, I'll fix it here in a moment. So let's see. right about there. Tear that off. That should kind of, maybe, fit there. What do we think? Do we like that? I like the way that it kind of looks together. I don't know if I like that as much. I think I like it in here. I like the way it kind of plays off of each other, and then this will flip. So I'm going to do that. Just kind of distressing around the edges. You do not have to do this part if you don't want to. I like it. I like the way that it kind of sets the image off. However, I get kind of tired of distressing. Let's not lie, that's me. I think I'm going to do the same thing and kind of put this down with my matte Mod Podge. I'm using the matte because I want it to be consistent. If I happen to not cover it with my gesso, you won't notice a big difference at least. I do believe that you can use the gesso itself as a glue. I mean, it does have an adhesive product in it. I don't know, I don't want it coming up, so I'm kind of fearful to just use that. So there's that. Now I'm going to take my gel again, or my gesso. Oh! Okay, do not open that like that. Bad idea. I always forget and I always open it that way. Whatever, that's why I have some wax paper there. If I can make a mess, I'm going to. That's just what I do. Now, I didn't even worry about washing my brush, going from the gel medium to the gesso. It's probably a mistake, but I didn't worry about it. Okay, so there we go. I have that all covered again. I'm going to dry it along with washing my paintbrush, and then we will be right back. Okay, so now that I have that dried, I am noticing that since I kind of started to tear this, it wants to continue to tear, so I grabbed out some trim. I'll probably run some trim along there at some point. But I want to add some interest. That looks kind of boring right there. So I grabbed Folk Art Metallic and also this King Yellow. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I got them, it's Antique Copper Metallic. I still have this in my hand, so apparently I'm going to use this one. I have one of these big foam brushes that is soaking wet, so I'm trying to dry it a little bit, squeeze it off into my jar. But these things are cheap, and I like the way that they work. Now I'm leaving my brush wet because I want to kind of spread the paint out. I don't want it to be opaque. I want it to be more in the translucent and kind of more of a paint wash, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of wet still, but you get the idea. Now the one thing I will say is that I have noticed with the clear gesso that if I go over a metallic, it removes the shine from it. So I won't gesso over the top of that. I'm thinking for here I might do this king yellow or king gold, whatever, you guys know what I'm saying. But since I've been on a stencil kick, why don't we use a stencil? Let's see. Grab one of my tiles out from over here. So that I can put some of that down. Like so. And here's a stencil that I used on the other page. Try to wash my foam brush again. Sorry, this is all in your guys' face. There's my arm. Do you enjoy my arm? Enjoy my arm being in your face. And that still has a, look at how much metallic ink or paint was still in that paintbrush, even though it was sitting in water. So, because I don't really want to get any more water out of my mason jar over here, since it has that antique copper in it, I'm just going to use a spray bottle that has some water in it. Now let's see, usually when I do this, I can't do my stencil worth the darn, so let's see how I do this time. Yes, I know, if I taped my stencil down, if I didn't brush over it like this, if I wasn't using watered down paint, I would have a much easier time with my stencils working. But I don't want to do that. Yeah, that didn't work, but oh well, I still like it. I still like it. Not really. Haha. What are you talking about? I didn't use a stencil there. I just sprayed some water on my page since it was gessoed, and I'm moving my paint around. Yeah, what are you talking about? I didn't stencil there. Psh, you guys are crazy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Pat some of that up. There! I meant to do it that way, right? Look at that pretty paint washed thing we did. Look, this is all experiment, right? I don't know what I'm doing. Who said I knew what I was doing? Why are you guys watching me anyways? Oh, do you watch me just to see me make mistakes? Good, because that is what I am queen of. I don't know why I am cleaning this like this, but I am. Alright, why couldn't I have done that on a page? That's pretty on a page. It wouldn't show up though. Not with the yellow on the yellow, but whatever. It would have been pretty. Wait. 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 Wait, wait, wait. I am so going to mess this up. I am so going to mess this up, but let's see. Plop that over. I'm so going to mess this up, guys. Why aren't you yelling at me, telling me this not to do it? Don't do it. Yeah, Okay, whatever. You guys should be yelling at me. Don't do it! Okay, yeah. Yellow all over my hands, yellow there, yellow there. That's drying. Let's go ahead and give this a moment to dry. Maybe. I still want to do something on there, but I don't know what to do on there. So let me dry this off so that I don't continue to make this worse. Okay, so I've just dried that. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do on here, because here I can write on this with like a black marker or something, but this, I'm going to have a hard time writing just with all that writing, with all the music paper there. So what I'm going to do is take my white gesso, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my mixing board, which is a tile. It's a smooth tile, because I want to make this yellow kind of opaque, and I'm just going to give me kind of a writing surface. So now I can write over that. Just kind of covers it up a little bit so that it's not as intrusive as in your face. Don't do what I just did. I just put my paintbrush that has color into my white gesso. So now I have yellow streaks in there, I'm sure. So there you go. That's what I'm going to do there. Now I can write on it, or add pictures, or whatever I want to do. You guys should see how nasty my water looks at the current moment. I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac. Nope, not that one. Kind of eyeball where I need to cut this at. So the way that this seam binding works is it's basically a strip of fabric folded into fours. So it folds into the middle and then it folds again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some glue down both sides, and then I'm going to sandwich that piece of paper in between it. At least in theory. I feel like I probably shouldn't do both sides at the same time though. Yeah. Way too much glue, as always. That's kind of my normal theory to life, right? If you can't have too much glue, why do it? Again, having your paper dry would probably be a benefit at this moment. So I'm just kind of pressing it along there. And here's why it's really would have been a benefit for me to dry that, because I gotta try to figure out how I'm gonna flip this over. To glue the other side of this. Yeah. Alright. Oh my gosh. This is why nothing I do is perfect, because I can't stand to be patient. Being patient is no fun at all. So now I'm going to be patient and let all of this dry, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay guys, well, I had you on hold. I went ahead and dried it all. I did this. It's not showing up the best, but it says enjoy, and I'll show you how I did that here in a moment. And I dried my inside cover. That's down like that. So at this point, I'm going to say that this page is done. I may add a little bit of writing here. I don't know, may glue in a picture, may do something. And by mistake, I kind of did that page. Well, not by mistake, by experiment. But I like it. So let's figure out, I'll show you how I did this real quick. This video is probably going to be crazy long. Look how thick my book is already. I'm going to have to like smush it shut or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Ugh. Okay, put that to the side, let it dry. So here I have a piece of that same picture that I ripped off from the top, and I just put down some clear gesso, paintbrush, glycerin. You can get this at like a pharmacy or a grocery store. It's usually, why do I keep saying I hate saying It's usually in with the pharmacy area. It's basically a diuretic, believe is how it's used for that. But I'm going to show you how I'm using it for a craft. Let's see, I don't want the orange. I have my embossing powders in a mason jar, and I should probably come up with a better storage than this because they don't want to come out. Let's see. So I'm using this embossing powder, and it is called Champagne. Actually, I wonder if I have a thinner brush. Here, this is a water brush, and it's filled with water, but I'm going to try not to squeeze it because I don't want the water. I'm just going to put the glycerin on the tip. And let's see, let's write ooh, too much. I wrote love. Why not? Sorry, blowing off the excess. So it kind of sticks my embossing powder to it. So what I'm kind of done with the glycerin is basically made a Versa marker, the watermark pen. It'll do the same thing, but mine was pretty well dried out. So I figured I would show you a way that you could do it without having to buy a really expensive pen. Sorry, I'm folding up my wax paper and putting my embossing powder back in because I didn't need that much of it. Duh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. See if I have a dry brush around here somewhere. Maybe. Somewhere in here I know I have to have a dry brush. That's a brush tip. What I'm going to do is just kind of come in just to try to get some of that powder off of there. Now obviously that wasn't perfectly done. If you were using something like a stamp, you would get a better result. I'm not worried about it being completely perfect because it's my own handwriting. Now what I do is I use a heat tool to set that. Or if I'm doing a bunch of them, another thing I found that I like to do is stick it in the oven. I put them on a cookie sheet, stick them in the oven, and it will actually emboss it. And you can tell when it's embossed because it goes from this powder to almost looking like a liquid. So that's what I did. Now that I've done this, I'm going to emboss it and probably use it as a journaling card somewhere. I don't know, it's cute, it's pretty. Alright guys, This video is probably crazy long. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. It's been crazy, but you guys have been right there with me on my crazy, I don't know what I'm doing craft day. I'll see you all later. Bye.